morning, gorgeous. Thank you for checking in. I've had quite a few requests for a more gentle practice, so that's what we're going to enjoy today. Whether we have a stiff neck, back discomfort, hips, pregnancy, whatever it may be, today's practice is geared towards any and all, and we're just going to enjoy it from our couch. So, no excuses. We're doing it from our couch today. So, and Tanya, if you want to grab your bottle of Captain Morgan's, you'll want it for our Captain Morgan pose. So, as a prop. So we'll come to that comfortable seated place at the edge of our couch. Want the feet touching the floor, 90-degree bend in the knees. If our couch is higher or lower than that, we can do this from an office chair, a dining room chair. You want a little extra challenge, grab your yoga ball. We can do it from that as well. So we're in this happy little place. We're just going to begin our practice with 3 deep breaths. As we inhale, sweep the arms all the way out and up. Exhaling through the heart center. 2 more times. Release, breathe up. And release. Last one. Big breath up. And release. And just placing the hands on the tops of the knees, moving through a little bit of cat and cow. So with our next breath in, we'll roll the shoulders back, lift the heart, lift the gaze, pushing the heart forward. As we exhale, round out through the back, hold onto those knees, lean back as far as we can, chin towards the chest. Then inhale, press it out and away. Exhale, round it out. And just moving through a couple more seated cat and cow pose. Moving with your breath. Again, 1 breath, 1 movement. Last one. And we'll bring it back to center. Bringing the knees towards one another and just crossing the right knee over the left. Big breath all the way up to the ceiling. As we exhale, take that left arm down and just stretch over to that side of the couch. Gaze can be out, up, or down. Just creating lots of space, breathing into that right rib cage. Let the breath expand the ribs, creating a little extra stretch there. Then we'll float over to the other side. Inhale and exhale. Two more deep breaths. And we'll bring it back to center, switching up the legs. So we'll place that left knee over the right. Deep breath all the way up. And once again, take that left arm down, stretching to the left side. One more big inhale. Then with our next breath, take it through center and over to the other side. I know some of us might be feeling guilty about spending too much time on the couch, but at least this way we can justify it, making ourselves productive. And bring it back to center, releasing the knees, bringing them back hip distance apart. Coming into a couple shoulder rolls. So taking that left shoulder forward, up, and back. Then the right shoulder forward, up, and back. If we want to, we can gently lean into the shoulder that's rolling, starting to engage those abdominal muscles a little bit. Waking up the whole spine and shoulders. If we're feeling a little sultry today, we can always add the pouty lips. That's not my thing though. Just a couple more on each side. Last round. And we'll bring it back up to center. I know I promised you we'd be at the couch today, but we're gonna stand up just for a few minutes. I promise you'll like it when we're all done. So coming into a couple of standing poses, I'm gonna come over and face with the couch here. So the outside foot is going to be parallel to the couch, and we're just gonna lift the inside foot, and the toes are gonna point to the back of the couch. We're gonna open up through the hips and through the shoulders here. And Tanya, this is where we grab that prop. Big breath all the way up. As we exhale, find a little captain in you. I know, I'm full of bad jokes. Anyway, taking this to extended side angle, we'll just lower that hand out, sweep that opposite arm all the way up and over. Again, we can look up, look out, or look down, just depending on your neck. And really bringing that top side of the body to stack over the bottom side of the body, creating lots of space here. One more big breath. And we'll float through center, just dropping that back hand, stretching the other arm back and over. See if we can reach towards the crease where the ceiling and the wall meet. Keeping lots of length through both sides of the rib cage. Then we'll gently bring it back to center. The toes that are on the couch, we're going to turn those in slightly. Deep breath all the way up as we exhale, reach the arms out to the side for eagle arms. Crossing the right arm over the left, give ourselves a hug. Then we'll bring the backs of the hands together, maybe the palms together. Then softly, mindfully, just bow into it. Let the knees bend. Let the upper body relax. Enjoying a stretch in the hips and lower spine, as well as creating space between those shoulder blades. Couple more deep breaths here. Then we'll slowly release the arms, rising back up. And release the leg. Get a little wiggle around. Now it's time for the other side. So again, we're going to line ourselves up. Foot parallel to the couch. Other leg, toes pointing directly to the back of the couch. Creating that space. Deep breath all the way up. And our Captain Morgan pose. And while we're here, just take time to open up the shoulders. Bring those hips open, stacking everything, one on top of the other. Then taking this into our extended side angle, reaching it up and over. Deep breaths in and out. Make sure we're creating that space through the rib cage. Couple more breaths here. And if you're wondering, yes, we can always bring that hand down to the couch. Just stand in a more gentle option today. With our next breath in, we'll gently squeeze up, lower the back hand, reach up and over, reaching for that crease between the wall and the ceiling, and keeping those hips level. Activating those abdominal muscles. One more big breath here. And we'll gently bring it back to center. Big breath all the way up. Exhale, reaching the arms out, giving ourselves a hug. So the back arm's going to cross over. Hug it in. Bring the backs of the hands or palms together. Turning the toes on the couch in slightly as we softly bow into it. This is one of my favorite stretches for the lower back. And also breathing in between those shoulder blades. If we suffer from migraines or tension headaches, oftentimes it stems from that muscle group right in between those shoulder blades. So opening them up, breathing into them, relieves tension. One more big breath here. Then we'll slowly release the arms, gently rise and shine. Releasing that foot, stepping up. Couple rounds of camel pose. Deep breath in all the way up to the ceiling as we exhale. Taking the hands to the small of the back, bringing them into fist. Or if we're comfortable, we can take the palms into the hips. Get a little wrist stretch in there. Roll the shoulders back, lift the heart, lift the gaze, and gently pushing those hips forward. Now, if we want to, we can increase the balance by doing this with one foot on the couch. So that is our option there as well. Really pushing out through that front hip, getting a nice stretch there. Drawing the elbows towards one another, lifting the heart. And gently release and come back to standing. As we come to the other side, we can do it with both feet on the floor or take that foot onto the couch. Big breath all the way up. Exhaling, fingers into fist or palms to the hips. Lift and open, pushing that right hip forward. Elbows towards one another. Lifting the heart, still breathing. And gently rise and release. For anybody about my age, you can roll out through the wrist here. If you remember that show, Mork and Mindy, that's what I like to call this next one, the Mork. So when we're ready, take a big breath all the way up. As we exhale, taking the hands behind the back, walk the shoulder blades down the back, open up through those collarbones. We can stay right here, or we can do the Mork. Gently bow into it, placing the head onto the couch. Just say nanu nanu. And softly release and rise back up. And again, wiggle out through those wrists a little bit. Next, we're going to come into a seated straddle. So sitting at the edge of the mat, so we got plenty of room. Walking the feet out wide. This one's for my pregnant friends. Love this stretch. It's an option for a yogi squat. If that isn't in our regular practice, we can just do it right here at the couch. So we're taking the hands at the tops of the legs and just lean into it. If we have a block or the floor is just a little bit further away, we can always take an end table or just something else to lean on. Or we can take our hands down to the floor and just completely surrender here. Completely relax. Two more deep breaths.
What should I? No.
And we'll slowly walk ourselves back up. Now, keeping that pose in mind, if we are pregnant, as we come into a couple of the twists, we can always come back to that as opposed to the twist, and I'll explain why in just a minute. So as we come into a seated pigeon pose, a couple of options here. We can just cross the legs, if that's our most comfortable option. We can stretch out the bottom leg, placing that ankle on top of the thigh. Then walk it in. We can stay right here or lean into it. It can be an active lean. Or again, if we have something available to relax onto, we can just lean over the leg. Deep breaths in and out, always staying in our happy place. This is a great stretch for the hips. You're going to break it, buddy.
Gotcha.
He found me. Careful, please. And we'll slowly bring it up. Walk that bottom leg out and just slide the top leg over it. And a seated, twisted forward fold. So being gentle, because this pose can be a little sneaky. Walking the hands down. And again, if we have blocks, we can use blocks here, or if it allows us, we can take it to the floor. Want to keep the knees as close together without allowing them to hyperextend. So it is an active stretch.
Ben.
Getting more active by the moment.
Those smell nice.
Thank you, Cooper. And we'll gently walk it back up and coming to the other side. And the further back we are on the couch for this stretch, the more we're going to support the top of the leg and take any pressure or tension out of the knees, which we don't want in the knees. So again, we'll cross the other leg over. If it's in our practice, we'll stretch out the bottom leg, stack the ankle, and bring it in as close as we can comfortably. Leaning into it, maybe dropping the hands down and just relaxing into it. Breathing slowly and deeply. needs to be charged. One more breath here. And we'll slowly rise up, stretch that bottom leg out, stacking the ankles and checking the knees. And again, if there's any pressure in the knee, just scoot back on the couch, leaning into it. We can lower the hands down if we'd like. And check in with the abdomen. If we're pressing the abdomen into the thighs, see if we can scoop everything up under the rib cage. Two more breaths here. And slowly walk it back up. Bring the knees in, uncrossing ankles and knees. Coming into a little twisted chair. As I mentioned before, if we're pregnant, we never want to twist more than we would to change lanes in traffic. So it's just the shoulders. We never want to get into the abdomen for a spinal twist when we're pregnant. So if that's the case for us, we'll just place the hands here and just look back over that shoulder, or we can come back to that seated straddle. For the rest of us, if we want it, a little twisted chair, hands at the heart center, leaning into it, and taking the left elbow across the right, looking up over that right shoulder, squeezing the legs together. Still breathing. Maybe rotating just a little bit more. Take that into your bedroom, please. One, two, three. And gently bring it back to center, coming to the other side. Right elbow comes across, gently pressing the and gently bringing it back to center. Release the hands, big breath all the way up. Hands into the heart center. Crossing the right knee over the left. We're going to take this into one more spinal twist. Again, if we're pregnant, we'll just enjoy this gentle option. If we're looking for a little bit more of a stretch here, we can always reach down, grab the outside of the baby toe with the opposite hand, extend it out. We can reach up and reach behind us. Again, we can be here or we can be here. Just getting a nice twist into the back. And if our leg is extended, we're probably also enjoying another twist down that leg. One more deep breath. And we'll gently bring it back to center. Uncrossing the legs, coming to the other side. Again, we can be here. We can reach down, take hold, stretch it up, and gently float, reaching back. Deep breaths in, slow breaths out. One more big inhale. And we'll gently bring it back to center. Coming back to that comfortable seated position, big breath all the way up. Reaching our fingertips all the way out and down. Bringing our chin to rest over the right shoulder. And gently lower the chin towards that shoulder. If we want a little bit more, we can take that right hand, cupping the back of the head, and just gently deepening the stretch. Couple more deep breaths. Letting go of any tension from the neck, upper back. We'll softly release the right hand, float the head back up, and just turn the head a couple times as if to say no. The next time the chin comes over that left shoulder, we'll bring it over there, lower it down towards the shoulder, and if we'd like, we can take that hand, cupping the back of the head. One more deep breath. Moving slowly, release the head, gently bringing it up and bringing it back to center, and just shaking the head a couple of times, finding any movement that's organic to you. So there we have it. A nice gentle practice on the couch, no excuses. Feel free, please share this with any of your friends who might be afraid to leave the couch or just want to make better use of their time on the couch. With all of us practicing social distancing, I think we're spending a little extra time there. So at least now we can be productive. And until next time, to all my pirates and yogis, namaste.